Hi, Tony here and welcome to Views from the Man Cave, where today I'll be taking a look at a rack and pannier set from SW-Motech. If you're not familiar with the name SW-Motech, it's a German company that manufacture luggage and rack systems for a whole host of bikes. And today I'm going to take a look at one of their Legend pannier bags and systems. Let's get it on the bench and have a closer look. Then I'll show you how to fit it onto the bike. Okay, let's start by taking a look at the bag. It comes in a nice Hessian carrier bag. And there we have it. This is the Legend gear range. So it's a black sort of canvas bag with a bit of vinyl trimming. You can see the mounting system on the back, and it's got a solid back, so it's not a completely soft bag. Now this is a roll top bag. It comes in two sizes. This is the small size. It's very simple, nice anodized aluminium brackets, unhooked there. You've got the same at the ends, both sides, unhooked there. Then the bag unrolls, it's velcroed at the top, and there you are. So let's try and show you what's going on inside. There's no added compartments, it's just one empty bag, but as I say, it's got a solid back to it and it's got a rigid base. You can see that section here holds its shape. The bag itself, being this wax cotton sort of heavy denier finish, is going to be relatively waterproof, but there is a completely waterproof inner bag that you can pop on the inside, and that's got the same velcro fastening at the top. You can roll the top down as you would do with any other roll top bag, clip it into place. That's going to keep your gear nice and dry, and then you've got the same with that bag. There's lots of other little hooks and bits of webbing and bits and pieces on here, so you can add bits and pieces to that if you need to. And if you look at the mount that goes onto the rack system, it's got a snap release here, so it snaps on, keeps it nice and fat, keeps it away from your rear shocks. Your rear wheel does a very good job of that. Moving on to the fitting kit, this is the bracket for the right hand side, so anybody knows the Street Twin, you'll see when we get that on, this bit mounts at the top, and this bracket here mounts onto this mounting bar. This will mount behind the rear shock, and then the rest of the bag you've got the fittings for the top bolts, and you've got these little clips that go on here to enable the bag to snap on. Now you'll only really need two tools for this, a 4mm and a 5mm Allen key, and it's quite straightforward. This is the bracket that mounts the front of that arm. Now one of the good things about fitting this on the back is that the mount for the top shock is threaded all the way through, so that we're just mounting behind. Just do this up loosely until you get the other mount on, and then you can work out where this has to go. And then the rest of the installation is very simple. So the bracket will mount on here, sits on the frame of the bike, and you've got two bolts that go into the existing nuts that are on the top, two more nuts that go into here, and that's why I've left this piece loose. Now you might have to just give this a little bit of a pull to get it lined up. Get a little bit of tension on, there you go, that wasn't that difficult. And the second one in the front. And in terms of the mounting of the rack, that's it. Now the last job, and admittedly you could do this before you put the rack on the bike, is you've got these little aluminium spacers, which is what the bag clips onto. Three of those. You can't get these the wrong way around. They've got a convex shape in the front, they're flat on the back. You've got, for the rear two, just a black countersunk Allen bolt. The front one, you do have this small aluminium spacer that sits inside, because that mounts onto the front of the bag. So the one with the little spacer in goes on here. So with the seat back on, not an ugly frame. You know, if you don't want to leave that on there all the time, if you're not using the bag all the time, as I say, very easy just to undo those four bolts, take it off. You can leave this bracket here, or just loosen it off and push it up. And then to put the bag on, it's simply a case, as I say, there's this trigger here. Flick this trigger down, slot the three recesses onto the back there, and then boom, that's it, clipped on. And there you go, there's the bag, nice and sturdy. It's not going to interfere with anything, it's not going to interfere with the shock. And if you've got a bench seat, Well, it works with the bench seat as well. It's designed to work on that. And if you've got pretty much any of the aftermarket seats, it's going to work where you're not having to utilise those two mounting points at the back there. To release the bag, just push the clip, push it forward and lift it off. And there you go. The racks and the bags can all be bought individually. So if you want to run one just on one side, you want to run one on both sides, you can do that. These bags also come in two sizes. This is the small one, which is 9.8 litres. They do a 13.5 litre bag as well, which is the same width as this, but it's just a deeper bag. Now, they don't show that on their system as actually working with the Street Twin. They only show the small one, not the large one. Now, the bigger bag is 35 centimeters, which goes down to there. Now, I suspect they're saying that you can't use that because the bottom of the bag will sit close to the exhaust. I haven't got one to try, but just looking at the measurements, it doesn't look like it would touch the exhaust. It would sit on above it, but I guess you're getting warm air coming out of that. Obviously, if you're running with one of the high-level scrambler pipes, you can only put a bag on this side, but if you're doing that, then you could put the bigger 13.5 litre bag on this side of the bike, because obviously you've got no exhaust to worry at the bottom. So there you have it, the SW-Motech Legend gear, pannier and rack system. Really nicely constructed. The fact that you've got that waterproof liner in the side, they're a decent size. You can fit a MacBook Pro, for example, in the small bag. They clip on and off very well. All the construction of the rack is metal. Just a very nice piece. I think they look good on the bike. They suit the Street Twin. I'm not a fan of panniers that strap over the seats, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of people in the comments say, yeah, they're fine, they're no problem. If you get them set up properly, then that's good. But I like the way these work. Are there any negatives? Well, one thing to bear in mind is the bag doesn't lock. So you've only got those hook loops to hold everything together. So if you go away with the bike and leave those on the bike, they can just be very easily opened. So you'd have to think about putting some other kind of security strap around that. And also, although the bag clips on and off of the mount, there's no lock for that either. So again, if you leave them on here, somebody can just unclip it and take it away. And that's why I say I think they're occasional. If you're going to leave the bike anywhere, you won't want to leave these on there. Having said that, the advantage they have over some of the fixed systems is that you can just unclick it, take it off. After subsequently doing some research, I discovered that Motech make a shoulder strap that attaches to the bag, and this makes a big difference. So you can get to your location, unclip your bag, put your shoulder strap on and carry it away with you. As usual, I'll put a link up in the corner. That'll take you through to the Moto Legends website. You can go and have a look at that. And again, thank you to the guys at Moto Legends for loaning me one of these to be able to show you. As well as the top corner, there's links on the end credits, so go away and click on those if you want to have a look at some of the other videos. There's a subscribe button, so if you like what you see, I'd love you to subscribe to the channel. But until next time, thanks for watching, take care, ride safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.